The sun was rising over the island of Sodor. All the engines were getting ready for their normal jobs. Except James. He had been called to pull ballast trains on Duck's branch line for the past few weeks. He was not happy at all. Nothing but the worst mounted trucks I've ever seen. Duck really needs to get them in order. That engine Douglas just rescued might have an accident trying to manage them. I'm sure the trucks aren't that bad-mannered, James. Like you would know, the only goods train you've been taking lately is that cursed fish train. The Flying Kipper is not a cursed train, James. Oh really? Didn't you fall into the sea just last week, pulling it? And last month Duck demolished your brakeman, and before that... Alright, James, that's enough. Oh, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Alright, Henry, you run along now. You have a busy day ahead of you. Yes, sir. Alright, James. Today is the last day you will be pulling the ballast trains on Duck's line, as the engine Douglas rescued is about done being fixed. You should be ready by this afternoon. Oh, thank you, sir. After your last train today, you'll need to meet the new engine at Knapford. Now run along, you have work to do. Throughout the day, James worked harder than he had in weeks, and by noon, James was all done with his work. He went to rest at Knapford until the engine Douglas had rescued arrived. Wow, I worked hard today. I mean, the new engine isn't meant to show up for another few hours. I guess I can get some sleep in the meantime. Another day I get to enjoy being me. You know, I almost feel sorry for your blue engines. Blue is such a common colour on this railway, but engines as splendid and radiant as me are a much needed rarity. Honestly, imagine if everyone just puffed around painted the same dull dark blue. That'd be just... What are you going on about, James? Toby? Your wood, it's blue. Your wood is supposed to be brown. Well, back in the early days of BR, I actually was painted dark blue for a time. I was feeling nostalgic, so I decided to get a blue repaint. Great minds think alike, Toby. Wait, Duck? Why are you painted blue now? I thought the Great Western Standard color was dark green. It usually is. But when I heard that one of the Great Western King classes got a blue paint job, I just couldn't resist trying it out for myself. But surely that can't be the Great Western way. Did someone mention the Great Western way? The new engine is blue as well. Yeah, I'm blue. Isn't everyone on this railway blue? I mean, I'm blue. Douglas is blue. Even you are. What? I'm blue. No. James. James suddenly and violently awoke. What? What are you screaming about? What? You were dozing off in that siding, and then you started to scream. It was just a dream. An awful dream. Everyone was painted blue. Duck, you, and even me. It was awful. It finally happened. James's dome finally cracked. You really think I would be painted blue, James? Well, you do talk about that Blue King class everlastingly. True, but if you listen properly, you would know I consider him a slanderous to the Great Western name for choosing such a non-Great Western color. What's this I hear about blue being a color against the Great Western? Why is everyone staring at me like that? Because you're painted blue. That isn't out of the ordinary for this railway, though. Oh wait, do you have to earn blue paint here? Because if so, I think that red engine in the sidings is pretty close to earning it. At this point, James decided he didn't want to be working with the engine anymore. And so, with much yelling about wanting to keep his red paint work, he sped down the line like a lightning flash until the engines couldn't see him anymore. Oliver watched James racing away, very surprised. Was it something I said?